Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Let me make sure everything is nice and clean. We got levels looking good. Let me make sure this is nice and clean on, and it's not. Good thing I checked. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Check, 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 check. There it is. Fantastic. First things first. My peeps come first. Vader Games in the building. Why always me? This is an amazing episode 58. I got some on-screen housekeeping to do, but we're here for another show. Thank you so much. We're gonna get this popping today. It's a good combo. It's a good combo. EPL break right now. World Cup coming up. What is it? 3 weeks? How many weeks of no league football? We got till we got till December. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. But you see the topics today. Boom. Shorter than usual. Shorter list of topics than usual. But we got to have the conversation. So, like I said, first things first. If you're new to the channel, you hit that follow button. You hit that subscribe button. The content that you're about to hear, you're about to experience, about to interact with, you like it, you hit that like button, comment, post show. If you happen not to catch me live, if you're watching on demand, I just hit the microphone, damn it. If you happen to be watching me on a replay, on a rerun, hit me up in the comments. I interact with every comment. Love the support that's happening out here. Vader Games TV, Why Always Me, episode 58. And we're going to be talking about Manchester United, as well as I'm gonna address the loss that happened with regards to us and Brentford. Of course, that is a topic. So let me get into it. Actually, let me do this nice and clean first. Let me do this. We're gonna go to those of you that know or don't know, based out here in Toronto. Let me give you some visuals, and we'll get right into it. Why always me? Why always me? I'm gonna be real with you. This last game against Brentford, if you didn't happen to catch me on the Mancunian Way, on Pitch Points, on True City Fan, and you're definitely going to want to make sure you're following me. Have those notifications, because when I'm on those other shows, we still talk football. Different format, of course, but sometimes you get that instant reaction with regards to some of the performances, some of the results for Manchester City. And on True City Fans channel, Sunday Blues, we happen to talk about the result. Very frustrated. Realize World Cup, how it's interrupted this season, it's different. Okay, it's different. But then you still look at your team, you still want your team to put in a performance. Having to lose just going to the break, nobody wants that, right? Definitely had the squad to be capable of winning, but as you observe the game, as you watch, as you assess your players, you kind of give them the ratings, you see that they're off. Something's not right. And usually when the players are off, what do you expect your manager to do? You expect your manager to make those changes, make those corrections. One sub, no drastic, huge changes with regards to how we actually played and attack. It was almost like, you know what, the players are going to do what they have to do. They'll figure it out. We move, we'll deal with it, and then in the second half of the season. Unfortunate. Would have wanted more. Wanted a win. This is going to sound crazy. Not that I wanted to make sure that the gap between us and the top of the league was closer, but I did. I wanted us to play better. I wanted us to not be 5 points behind Arsenal. As much confidence as I do have in the squad, in the manager, in our fan base to propel the team to win another league title, still I didn't want that loss to Brentford. I didn't want the loss the way the loss happened. So it's unfortunate, but if you missed any of the talks with regards to that result, You can tune into True City Fan, tune into Pitch Points, definitely tune into Mancunian Way, post match reactions on all those channels. Now, what the thumbnail's all about, what what the interaction is about today, what the convo is going to be about today. Cristiano Ronaldo, no surprise. If you happen to not see the news, man's basically doing a tell-all interview, with Pierce Morgan. Cool with it because, and let me take a step back and tell you why I'm cool with it. Many of us, some of us, have been athletes. The athlete voice is always something that I champion and that I encourage to be available and to be accessible. I think that the athlete mentality, mindset, the athlete's perception is something that needs to be shared more often than not. So I am all for Cristiano Ronaldo telling his piece of the story, giving his point of view. We know often, we know the media spin, we know the PR that all these clubs have. They're quick to put their thoughts out there, their perspective. I love getting the athlete perspective 100%. Part of this channel moving forward is for me to actually get a chance to not necessarily talk to big big league players, right? Not the top of the top players, but even be able to talk about the players grinding it out, pursuing their dreams, not quite getting there, but on that mission. That's what I would love an aspect of this channel to grow to. They don't have to be big names. They could just be prospect athletes that are just pursuing the dream. I'm gonna get to the comments. Thank you for tuning in. I will get there 100%. Let me just get through this. But the athlete perspective and point of view is what I want to share. And I'm looking forward to this interview, regardless of what may be said, whether it's out of form because you shouldn't speak about a manager, shouldn't speak about the club, shouldn't speak about teammates. All that I agree. I agree. After the fact, in some of these autobiographies, I think that's where you do share your perspective because not only will other players, other aspiring players learn from, but also those that have followed those players, they want to hear that perspective. So I am all for it. Um, and I can't lie. I can't lie. Whether it's been players from my club speaking out, sharing their point of view, players from other clubs, I am all for it. And anyone that's trying to silence, dismiss, say that Cristiano Ronaldo is just ego driven, that's why he's doing this, possibly right. Or I would even say 100% right. Ego is part of why this is happening. But there's also, as you say, his ego is having him do this. You can't dismiss that he is a player that's been about winning from the very beginning. So we need to hear that perspective. And you see the topics there. I'm gonna get to these topics. Let me go to the comments before I do. Thank you so much for it. I got Adam in the building. My guy, yo. I got Sir Alan. Aha, let's all laugh at United. We have to. United, they deserve this. They deserve this. And we will be laughing. We will be laughing hard. United been dragged through the mud. It's so funny. They have to. They have to. And these are all things that they've put out there and it's coming back to haunt them. Needs to be talked about. Adam, my guy, great show. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And I will send out a link. I will send out a link. You let me know in the DMs if you're free. I'll make sure to send that out. Edison, my guy. Hey, Edison Champions League is a combo we're gonna have to get to down the road. Down the road. We don't need to do that quite as of yet. I'm curious to know who you're backing. Although I'm assuming you're backing Barcelona for this. Barcelona, you're backing Brazil for this World Cup. That's my assumption. Clinical, big up guys. Clinical in the building. Fantastic name as always. Sir Alan goes, Ronaldo is too old and he can't take been benched. That's part of it. That's part of it. The winner mentality that he has, the pursuit that he's had all his life, being on the bench is never easy. He doesn't seem to be one to shy from proving that he's better to be able to deserve playing, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that for sure. Clinical goals. He's trying hard to get his contract terminated. Hey, He's making moves against his current club to be able to make moves to go to another club. And I'm not against it. It would have been best if both sides could have found a win-win situation for him to move on. But there's a lot of egos, and it doesn't just fall with Cristiano Ronaldo 100%. Edison, Brazil, all the way. I knew it. I knew it. But this is what I want to point out, and Alan kind of mentioned this in the comments. United deserve this. United 100%. They 100% deserve what's happening to them from Cristiano Ronaldo right now. Don't you can't shy away. You can't say that the club shouldn't be dragged in the mud, or the club shouldn't be talked about this way. And I don't want to steal this too much with regards to the convo down the road. But we would all agree, and United fans will all agree, that they're a mess, right? Things aren't perfect at United. Things are not smooth at United. And I hear a saying, I think Martin said this often, you got to take the rough with the smooth. I think that's a UK thing, English thing. Maybe I can only really relate to it, I guess, with regards to peanut butter, because sometimes you can have smooth peanut butter, you can have crunchy, but you got to take the rough with the smooth. I don't know why I went off that tangent. But with all that's happening over at United, you got to take the good and the bad that's quote unquote happening at the club. Owners spend money, but obviously they're not the most strategic. A player like Cristiano Ronaldo, very proficient, scores goals, but he's up there in age. You got to take the good and the bad. But United, and I've heard this from all their fans, the Glazers are the problem. The Glazers are the problem. Nothing, no one has accountability because the Glazers are the problem. It's not the coaching staff. It's not the scouting. It's not the directors of football. It's not the players. It's the Glazers. The Glazers have poisoned the club. They've tainted the club. Anything that happens bad, it's the Glazers. No accountability, because what do the Glazers do? They hire everybody that's involved. Come on now. Come on. There's a yes, at the end of the day, if you're going to be like letter to the law, if you own something and you hire others to do the job and they don't do their thing, it falls on you. Sure, sure. But when we really think about it, for them to, again, trust some of the best, trust some of the skilled personnel to do their jobs, and they fall short, you got to hold players accountable at times. You got to hold the coaching staff accountable. It's such a cop out to just say the Glazers. Now, I am not losing any sleep. I'm sure all of you in the chat are not losing any sleep over this drama that's happening at United. I absolutely love it. And I think it's comical. I think it's comical that a lot of these warning signs, a lot of these United aren't this great club that you believe they are to be. A lot of the um, is that a lot of the things aren't what they seem to be at United, get ignored. They get ignored. It doesn't matter who says it. And through the show in the comments, let me know. Remind me, and I'll bring up a few. Remind me of who over the years have said United aren't what you think United are. Whether they've been players, whether they've been staff, think of those examples. Hit them up in the comments. We'll go through them. But I'm gonna address that on today's show. And the first thing I want to point out is many, many will kill the messenger. Many will point out, oh, what's the motivation of this messenger? Why is he coming out with this? Oh, they'll point out maybe the success of the person that happens to be talking about the issue at the time. That does not take anything away from the point that they're making, right? I, I can criticize my club. I can criticize other clubs, even if my team happens to not be top of the league. Whereas you get weak arguments that say, you've never won a Champions League. What do you have to say to talk about the Champions League? Or you're not top of the league. Why are you talking to me? You're below me in the league. Like silly arguments like that. But when it's not so much who is saying it, but take the value of what they're saying. And the first person that I can remember, or not the first person I can remember, but one that really stands out, and I think we need to talk about, because he got dismissed as a disgruntled employee. He's past it. He's no longer relevant. He always gets this way. Is Jose Mourinho? Jose obviously was a rival. Wasn't it? He was against United. His days at Chelsea. But he ended up, and I hate this about modern day football. I hate this about like rival managers now becoming managers at the clubs that they were like sworn enemies against. I hate that about the sport. But that's me. I'm from a different generation. But Jose being at United, seeing things from the inside, pursuing the goals because again he's one that pursues and goes after winning. Him coming into the club even before he was on his way out, when he's addressing the media, when he's addressing being questioned on how good he is as a manager, what he had access to in terms of trying to get his team to win, he pointed out how backward things were at United and the accomplishments that he had while there. I believe, and I think I have an image. I'm going to try and pull that up when I go through the comments. But he got them to Europa, second in the league. I think he won them a League Cup. He did many things while he was there, and he realized how difficult it was, and was exposing all of that. That went on deaf ears. That went ignored. That was recognized. He's disgruntled. This is Jose. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just mad. He's just angry. That's how they tried to dismiss him when he brought these things up with regards to United. And he wasn't a red, right? He wasn't United born, United. He didn't bleed United. So maybe that's why they didn't take what he had to say to heart. Let me go to these comments. Let me make sure I get myself sorted here. Yeah. So Sir Alan goes, he should be sacked. Hmm. I think I think Cristiano Ronaldo wants to be sacked. I think that's why he's doing all this. He's doing kind of what Harry Kane tried to do, but he's going further with it, and he wants out. He wants out of United. He's like, this is not winning. Cristiano Ronaldo's he's had a winning mentality his entire life. He's made moves to pursue that winning mindset. He wants out of United. Don't blame him. Sir also goes karma. It is 100% karma. Oh, and it is so nice. It is so nice. United Club could care less about them. Could care less about them. Some of my friends, good friends, I hate to see them hurting so much, but the club love it, love it. Edison goes, Milan is looking to get Ronaldo if he agrees with a low wage. Are you serious? Are you serious? I did not know that. Let me do this real quick. I did not know that, Edison. Um, Cristiano Ronaldo. Wow. That's huge. All right, let me post this. Um, all right, I'm going to do that. And let me see. In Kenyan way. There we go. All right. If you guys are free, happy to join. It would be fantastic. Mankinui goes, he kind of had a point, to be fair. Cristiano Ronaldo 100% has a point. Or sorry, you're going back to Jose. Jose 100% had a point. Martin, he had a point 100%. What he had to do, what he had to overcome while there, he did his thing. I'm not hating on it. And again, did he try to big himself out to make it seem like he did more than what he had? Possibly, but he was not the only one to talk about the disaster that United is. Evening, my guy. Thank you. Martin, you're absolutely right. Tell the peeps, my peeps, look, this channel, humble growth, love love making it, love creating it and evolving it. The likes that you guys are able to give are huge. The comments while I'm having this live show, even better. And if you happen to want to share this with other like minded football thinkers, please pass it on. I'm looking to do future panel shows on the regular, and it would be great to have more involved. Clinical goals. Vader, you said Man you deserve this, but Ronaldo does too. I still can't believe he went back to that mess of a club. Clinical. Let me say this. Let me say this. And you know what? No, okay, I'll say this. United 100% deserve this. They deserve to be talked about. They deserve um, all the issues that are happening within the club to be addressed because, like I said at the beginning, player power, player voice. I think obviously the clubs make sure to get their talking points, their narrative out there. I think it's just as important for the players to do it themselves because you know that some journalists are on the club's payroll. You know, they get slipped some info. Hey, write about this. Hey, put this out there in the universe. Players, yes, they have their own pages, they can do things similar, but it's also better for them to actually do it through the same journalistic avenues that are available. And I agree, United deserve this. CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, he should have known better. His agent should have known better. Maybe again, same thing. Maybe the same way Jose went to United thinking that things as a club were had a different perception, things were better, and he could actually pursue some of these winning ways. Cristiano Ronaldo probably had the same expectation, same thinking, right? He's seeing them go to the finals of the Europa League. He's seeing how, as a club, maybe they're just there and shows up and sees that it's all smoke and mirrors. He sees that it's all smoke and mirrors, but he had to experience it for himself because that's not what. And again, when we get to the Cristiano Ronaldo section, you see the topics. When we get to that, we know that that's what he didn't think that he was coming back to the same United that he left. He didn't think that. So we're gonna get into it, my guy, 100%. It's a low chance. I hear you, Edison. CR low chance going to Milan. True City fan, my guy in the building. What's up, brother? Thank you, my friend. If you haven't subscribed to True City Fan, fantastic channel. Sunday Blues, amazing Sunday get together. You're going to want to make sure you're following them. Apparently, Milan management says that bringing Ronaldo will help Leo renewal. If you have, let me put it this way, if you have, not including keeper, but I'm going to say 10, if you have 10 players working around Ronaldo with that work rate and not strictly looking for him for goals, but you obviously know his quality that he garners, that he has in that center of the box, could be a combination that works. It just can't be a long term thing for you guys. Daniel in the building. Vader, big up, my guy. You see what the topic is, and I've got a special treat. I'm gonna bring in a man that needs no introduction, but I'm gonna introduce him anyways. His channel, The Mancunian Way, is a fantastic channel. Like, like, like mine, like True City Fan, like Pitch Points. We all have our different. We all have our different angles, or we provide a variety of content and even our approach on how we do things. So I hope that not only you subscribe here, but you subscribe to his channel and enjoy the difference, the type of content that he provides. And I'm on there often. I'm looking to do more of a structured show in addition to the Why Always Me to have Martin on there. But let me bring him from the background to the stage. Martin, thanks for being on the show, my guy. Sounds like you're driving. How are things?
Yeah, no, I'm not driving.
Oh, okay.
I'm just outside.
Nice.
Ethan, how are you?
I'm good. I'm not sure how much you were able to catch, but I first started off by saying I'm so happy. United deserve all of this. I can't wait for the remainder of these interviews to drop. But Cristiano Ronaldo, he's been a winner everywhere he's gone or been, and I think he definitely sees that he can't win at United, so he wants out. Do you think he's wrong? Do you think he's wrong for it?
say, like everyone else, I've only seen bits and pieces. We had no one, when is the full interview out? Is it tomorrow, Thursday, whenever it
I think it's Wednesday
fully
and Thursday.
drops?
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
a very long interview, but I think he's gonna drop
yeah,
half of it tomorrow, the remaining half on Thursday.
from what I understand, it's about 4 hours. I don't have a clue what he's talking about for 4 hours.
I don't
Um,
know, man. We've been able to talk an hour after a loss with not much, so
yeah,
Piers Morgan
hey,
can
come on now.
can definitely do
I'm
that.
pleased. I'm proud of that. I'm proud
So
of
am
me
I.
getting an hour out of a 0-0. Get an hour
So,
out of a 0-0 draw.
so am I,
Um,
100%.
I see it from both sides. For
Okay,
me,
let me hear it from the United side first.
from the United side, you're going to be very pissed off. From the Eric Ten Hag side, that guy's had nothing to do with this, really. He
Hmm.
seems to have got the backlash. So, the
Yeah,
new guy coming in, and he seems to have just had to deal with the backlash of what Ronaldo's sort of dealing with.
right.
So that part of it, especially when United are, I hate to say this, they're doing exactly what I thought they'd do. As soon as they got an half decent manager, they'd start looking half decent again, and they'd start looking like a bit of a threat. And I've always backed United for the top four because I
Okay.
thought they have got a decent manager.
Hmm.
But this, what Eric Ten Hag's got to do now is make sure this doesn't destabilise what he's trying to build over at the Swamp. Now,
Okay.
this could quite easily destabilise it, quite
Yeah.
easily, because obviously there's going to be cliques within that camp. The problem is you've got at United is, and what Eric Ten Hag has got to seriously look at
Hmm.
is you've still got a lot of the old regime there. And what I mean by that is like you've still got Sir Alex, as a
Yeah.
director moving around, blah, blah, blah.
And he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and that just totally undermines every single manager who walks in the place anyway for me.
Right.
It's like Pep Guardiola staying on after, say, he stays 10 years and Pep stays on, wins everything he is, and then, he's in the ear of every new manager that comes in. It's like
Yeah.
you wouldn't want it.
Right.
You just wouldn't want it. Fergie just needs to retire, disappear, and go see you later.
Yeah.
And I don't
But
think that's helped at all and has actually backed up some of what Ronaldo said.
and that's why I'm going to piggyback with what Sir Alan Mancini said, and that's why United deserve all of this. They deserve Ronaldo talking about this publicly because, and again, more of the interview needs to come out. We need to hear more of what his issues were, or what he's observed. But I think for all of us, right, especially and especially for Ronaldo, he is so he has won so much that I would be very surprised that he bites his tongue and doesn't say what he thinks, or says what he would like changed wherever he is. So it's got to be a level of frustration to communicate and things not change. So his resort now is, I've got no other option. I have to go public. What I've tried to do behind closed doors, because I respect the club. I'm professional, but it's not leading anywhere. I now need to go public. I need to get out of here. So that's why I think United are hugely in the wrong here, and they need to be properly addressed. And I'm gonna go to these comments as you think about that real quick. Daniel goes, I know it's off topic. Can we really criticize Mahrez, or is it on Pep? Because Grealish and Mahrez had their best performance versus Chelsea because Pep played overlapping fullbacks. No coincidence. Daniel, that is content. That is a topic we will definitely address during this World Cup, 100%. Just because the World Cup's happening doesn't mean we're not going to be talking about Manchester City, because I want to devise things that we need to see to have a successful quote unquote second half to the season, and that is exactly right. I didn't even realize this, Daniel. Maybe you've heard this, but all of our losses this season, I think Martin made me aware of this. All of our losses this season happened when Grealish did not play.
Drop points. No, not losses. Draws as well.
Oh wow! So all of our drop
Anytime
point
we drop
results,
points.
all of our drop point results have been because Grealish did not play. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about there, as well as your point with regards to overlapping fullbacks and playing in their true position. True City fan goes, Ronaldo isn't wrong. They came after him, used him, and then when they saw success, they want him on. A Patrick, bang on, bang on. And I was going to get to the whole point with regards to the rumored arrival of Ronaldo to City and how their fan base and how they're legends. They're still legends as influencers, legends in terms of broadcasting. All of them were begging, pleading, stressing that he cannot go to City. He needs to come to United. This is where he should be. Come back to United. All that nonsense. And now when he's quote unquote, I guess, out of form or he's not being used, they're ready to just dash him away. It's crazy. Another comment from True City fan. He goes, he had the right to be bitter. Hey, you're right. You're right. He gave them 18 goals and I forget how many assists, maybe 18 and 7 last season. And they're just ready to forget all that and get rid of him. True City fan goes, when he was top goal scorer, they were all Patrick. Patrick loves using this word, man. And it's not in my vocab often, but I'm gonna say it just because it's a comment. But Patrick goes, when he was top goal scorer, they were all twerking for him. That was last season. Yeah, they were. They were. Martin.
Yes.
So United, obviously, they don't want their dirty laundry talked about. So whether it's talking about the club, they'd rather that not get exposed. Whether it's talking about a young manager, first year, not getting the best cosign or not being talked about by a there's no we can't deny Cristiano Ronaldo is a legend for United. So for one of their legends to talk badly about their newly appointed manager isn't great. I can understand them not wanting that. Um, but the player empowerment side of me, the player voice inside of me is like, nah, we need to hear this. And we need to hear this because what Ronaldo is saying has been said by past players and managers. Jose said this. He talked about the mess that was United, and it seemed to have gone on deaf ears. It seemed to be dismissed because this is a disgruntled manager who's passed it and has lost the dressing room. Um, I think those were all too easy of a dismissal from the fan base. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard because I'm going to look at this from a United fan's point of view, Anna.
No,
In
you don't
terms
have to
of
do that.
no, I'm because I've got a lot of mates who are Reds, and a
Okay,
lot of them are actually on Ronaldo's side.
I would think so. That's
There
why.
are
That's why. Yeah.
there are people majorly in the Ronaldo camp because I mean some of the things he said he had a bang on point about, like he said, the bath they've got and the jacuzzi they've got, it's exactly as it was when I left.
Right. Right.
That shouldn't be happening at United. Like we all know they've got a leaky roof in the stand. We all know there's been no money pumped into any kind of structure inside of the stadium or the training ground or whatever. They put money into players all day long, but they haven't put any money into the actual building of United as a football club. United are still living in year 2000, 1999. That's where United are still living,
Right.
off the field. And the problem you've got a serial winner in Ronaldo. And by the way, can I just add, Manchester City were never buying Ronaldo. That was all from his agent. That was pumped out to get other clubs involved. Because United were offered Ronaldo at the start of the summer. Solskjaer said no. And then suddenly his agent goes, oh, he's signing for City. And then suddenly there's a load of phone calls, and then bang, he's going to sign for United. City were never in for him. And this is the reason why City don't do superstars. This is why they don't do Ronaldo. They don't do Neymar. They don't do any of this, because this is what happens down the road. The player thinks he's bigger than the football club. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, Veit, can I ask you, do you think a lot, let's take, do you think a lot of what he said, would you disagree or agree with it from your point of view?
From the clips that I saw, I don't disagree with his perspective and with what he's shared. I know, I mean, okay, let me, because there's a lot, right? And I'm gonna say this. He's had such a pursuit to win, right? He's had such a pursuit to play at the top level. So I think when he's not, and I think the signs have all been there, when he's not surrounded by that same type of perspective and point of view, it's got to change. He needs things to change around him, because he's been driven so much like that, right? Now, him talking about where the club as a infrastructure falls short, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's probably something that he's communicated often internally, and it's like, you know what, this might be common knowledge for many, but this is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got whatever crazy million followers. The world needs to know that United isn't cracked up for what everyone's saying it is. So I'm not mad at that.
It's living on past laurels.
100%. 100%. When he now also talks about how, when he made mention about some of the players not looking to actually take on some of his wisdom, take on some of his perspective, him trying to give some pointers or in reminding them on how important nutrition is, or how they need to work out post match, or whatever it needs to be. Because what he's done has been phenomenal. He's playing at age 37. Many of these young players in their early 20s maybe aren't even, we've all been young. We would barely think about the next year. But he's reminding these guys, hey, if you try to do this as a career long term, you change your habits. To then point out that some players didn't gravitate to what he had to say or didn't value what he had to say, I'm not mad at that either. Because, again, from a club standpoint, they actually would want to hear that, hey, some of these players aren't as professional as you may think they are. He's not naming, I don't believe he named anyone specifically, but it's good to know that, you kind of need to refresh the squad, look at some of these errors amongst the players. Now, I agree, how he talks about the current manager is an issue. How he talked about his past managers, again, it's not that bad. Ragnick from their current legends that are all in the media, they talk poorly about Ragnick. You
should never have gone there. The guy was a coach, not a manager.
Yeah, I agree. Ragnick's appointment was weird, was odd, right? But then, and again, I'm so excited for this interview. I'm going to be taking notes down. There's going to be another show with regards to United deserving all of this that gets exposed.
Well, look what he said against Solskjaer, Vader. He said, I'm sat there in the dressing room, and he sticks on a 99 video and goes, right, off you go, lads.
Right.
If Pep did that to Kevin De Bruyne looks at him and goes, what are you doing?
100%. 100%.
That just isn't. This is the problem with United. They brought Ronaldo back because they had it in their minds that he was going to set. It was nothing about, because let's make this perfectly clear. United had turned down Ronaldo 6 weeks earlier. 6 weeks later, when it's reported by his agent that he's about to sign for City, hang on a minute, right, we can't have that. And you got to remember, it wasn't the United hierarchy that sorted this out. It was Alex Ferguson and Rio Ferdinand being on
Yeah,
the phone for 4 hours sorting this deal out for them.
right. Exactly. And I think,
Why is the tail wagging the dog? What is going
well,
on?
apparently they would have known better with regards to the importance of what Ronaldo is to the club. Now, this is what I will say. This is what I will say. And True City fan brings up a question. I'm gonna throw it to you while I make this point. Question to Martin: do you think he handled this badly? Keep in mind he wanted to go in the summer, and United blocked the move. So I think the word is once United weren't going to be playing Champions League, that Cristiano Ronaldo was looking for an exit. And I know there's mixed stories
United
out
were
there.
looking for an exit. United were also looking for an exit. They were
Right.
both wanting it.
They both wanted out. Now this is where it becomes a problem. And this is what I want to add, Patrick. Because United is so commercial, and I'm taking away points for later in the show, but because United are so commercial, they weren't going to let Cristiano Ronaldo leave at a commercial loss if it meant for a on the pitch gain. If they were about winning, they would have said, you know what, we'll take the hit commercially, whether it was eating some of his current deal or however it would work out. But rather than take the hit commercially to then get the gain in terms of winning on the field, they blocked the move. They didn't let the move happen. And that's why, again, it comes back to United deserved this. They deserve this. They looked at jersey sales. They look at all the attention, CR7 gets, and that's what blinded them from just letting him go at a loss, which I think they would have been better suited of. Um, quickly go to the comments. True City fan goes true. Daniel, sweet, lol. That was one of the comments in there. We got City Blue Peter in the building. They still got Lou Macari Fish and Chip Shop. Oh my god.
Oh, the old Lou McCarty fish and chip shop. You gotta love it.
um, isn't Holland a superstar though? Okay, no, yeah, of course Holland's a superstar. Defo,
In
throw
terms
me
of
an
Ronaldo,
intro.
no.
I need that talk.
In terms of Ronaldo, no, he's not.
Not there yet.
He's not.
Not no, not
No,
there yet.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
He's got a great chance to get there. True City fan, I've dropped the link. Oh, actually, I can't do that because that's going to show up on my. All right, let me see.
Just while you're doing that, this thing
Yeah.
of his Haaland superstar. Yes, he's a superstar. Is he a Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi superstar? No, he's not.
Right. Okay, let me see this.
Could he be? Yes, he's on his way to being, but he's not there yet. For me, anyway.
Agreed. I think so. I mentioned this. I believe it was on your show, Martin. But being here in North America, and there's not. I don't come across a crazy amount of football fans. So the casuals, the ones that don't pay any attention to it at all, I've and they know that I'm a football fan, and they're coming up to me mentioning Holland. So he's breaking he's breaking the I guess he's breaking what's the standard. He's becoming one of those household names, and if he continues to do what he does, continues winning with City, yeah, he has a chance of being a big name just like those players. Patrick,
And
I
he
sent you
doesn't
the
go to
link.
Real Madrid.
Right. Exactly. Daniel goes, Patrick, you need to be human to be superstar. Holland is not human. A little robotic android cyborg joke there. Okay. So I have a quote on the screen, and I'm going to address it real quick. You may not be able to see it, Martin, but Jose goes, one of the best jobs of my career was to finish second with Man United in the Premier League. I keep saying this because people don't know what is going on behind the scenes. And this was Jose 2019. So again, he said it. Let me pull up another one. Let me see if I have one for Paul Pogba. Let's see here. Oh, do I have a Pogba quote? I don't. I don't have a Paul. Oh, damn! Actually, I don't have a Pogba quote. I see, man. I see True City fan in the building. I'm going to bring him to the stage, but before I do that, let me remind everyone. Mancunian Way, True City Fan, Football, and Chills, Pitch Points. These are all fantastic Manchester City channels, all different in terms of what they provide, the content, the audiences, the conversations. Please subscribe to each and every one of them. And the likes on this channel, please continue to hit those. I've been so fortunate recently to be 10 plus likes with regards to my shows. I am so thankful and grateful for it. Let's continue to make that happen. And as I introduce Patrick, True City Fan, he wants to be part of this convo. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel as well. Patrick, what are you saying, my guy? How you doing? Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, though, but you missed my message. I wrote that not this show. When you are ready for the Ronaldo after the interviews. That's how you did, Martin. I wrote that in the comments, and I was like, I think he doesn't get it. I'm going to tell him.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here anyways. I forced you to be on the show. See, I ignored it to get you here.
Nah. I just wanted to say hi to both of you, man. Martin, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. And anyway, I'll continue watching, man. I'll be in the comments. You guys are doing well. I mean, I'm enjoying this. I'm cooking and I'm watching this. It's keeping me entertained.
Big ups, man. Thank you so
much. Guys in the audience, just subscribe, follow, and like, man. These two guys, these are brothers. Who are all City fans doing well. Like, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Mancunian Way, Pitch Points, Veda Games, always doing well. Let's get into 200 subs by the end of this month. To be honest, I'd like you to see you at 200.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah, so cool, man. Anyway, guys, see you guys. Chill. Continue doing the show. When you enjoy
from the
back.
You, man. Yeah, message me privately. I want to hear what you're making. Sounds delicious.
It's like having a fake sponsor, isn't it?
FIFA goes high.
They'll send us a bill.
Right? I'm gonna start bigging them up. FIFA goes high, and he also says Ronaldo shouldn't have listened to Fergie. Hey, there's a lot of regrets, and I think the biggest regret, funny enough, is actually from Ronaldo versus United, not like regretting having Ronaldo there. I think the biggest regret is actually what Ronaldo had to do this past year and last year, because he came over United expecting more. They weren't even playing in Champions League, and you see that they don't even look to really be top four. That's still a huge possibility. There's at risk of not being there. But I don't have the Pogba quote, but I'm going to say this because this is where some of these voices have gone on deaf ears. Pogba on his exit just last year talked about how confused and how unorganized United are. Okay. And again, they dismissed the messenger on this one. They looked the other way because this is Paul Pogba. Oh, he's been a flop at United. He didn't accomplish what he should have, right? He's a disgruntled player now. He's moving on. He didn't get the contract that he wanted. He's not happy. That's why he's talking this way. Let me point this out, and this is why I'm going to put this quote. This quote is on screen. This is Alexis Sanchez, former Arsenal player, was in the mix. Strong possibility. Martin, you correct me. Actually, give a little history because there was a strong possibility of Sanchez coming.
It was more than strong. It was agreed. The deal was agreed. Wage was agreed. Contract fee, contract length. Everything was agreed, and then United came in and offered him $500,000 a week, and then, funnily enough, he came back to City and went, "Well, if you match him, I'll still sign for you." And City went, "You've already agreed on a wage. You don't mess us around. See ya." So it was actually done. It was done.
It was done, and that makes this even more impactful. Alexis Sanchez had the agreement in place. Money enticed him. Money was what was the change in factor with regards to going to City, going to United. He wanted City to look like Martin just mentioned. If City were to match what United were going to spend, he would have come to City. But project-wise, prior to that, he'd already agreed to. This is a quote from Alexis Sanchez. He goes, after the first session, I got home and I told my agent, can you not rip up the contract to go back to Arsenal? Sometimes there are things you don't realize until you get there. And I remember the first training session I had, I realized a lot of things. This is a quote from the man, from the player, and this is why I'm stressing this: the player point of view, the player voice is what we should all want. Yes, we get the journalists, we get what we get from the clubs in terms of their narrative, their propaganda, their statements, but we need to hear from the players as well. And this is a genuine reaction after his first day at United. This has been said often. They keep choosing to ignore it. United deserve this. They deserve this. And part of me is worried. Martin, I'm be real with you. Part of me is worried that because of the following that Ronaldo has, and because of the impact of this, what this interview is, it could be the factor. It could be that final nail to actually have United change their ways.
I think they already have.
You think they've already changed their ways?
Yeah.
I think maybe from a coaching standpoint, but they always do it half. They don't do it all the way. They do it halfway. So I could see
Do you not
them.
think they have this summer?
They did it halfway. They did it halfway. Yes, they brought in the manager, right? But they brought in the manager, and then look how slow they were to actually get the transfers that this manager would have actually wanted to be successful. They dilly
Oh yeah,
dally.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. But I think what I mean, I think they've changed their transfer strategy in terms of going after big names. They went.
Casemiro. They got Casemiro.
Yeah, Casemiro. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
And they wanted De Jong before that though. I don't think they've changed all that much. I think they've just been.
I think Frankie De Jong could fit in any team. To be fair, mate, I don't think that was a. It's a big name, but it would have changed a lot. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, and people disagree with me. I think this is probably right now the most settled United team we've seen in many years. Many years, and people are, yes, we smashed them in the derby. I don't deny that, but even if you go back to the derby, if they'd have played the right team, if they'd have done the right tactics, maybe it was a different game. But in terms of United are a game in hand from being in the top four. They are quietly going about doing their business that nobody's noticing. They're getting very late winners. There's about 4 games this year where they've scored in injury time. That is the old United that come out, fight until the 94th, 95th minute, and either getting winners or they're getting draws. That is something that United haven't done in years, and I mean years.
I agree, but I'm
not saying I'm worried about them, but you can definitely see that they're building something. Yeah. If Ten Hag is allowed to continue the build, is a different story. And I think that's why Ten Hag wanted Ronaldo out the door in the summer. Because I don't think he wants these big name, cocky, I'm bigger than your club superstars. He wants a settled squad.
Yeah, there's only so many managers that can actually truly manage an ego. I don't think Ten Hag is one of them. I think he realized early he's gonna have a battle that he probably won't be able to win, so he's gonna try to get him out. I want to put up this comment because Daniel goes, "Long may the crap show at United continue." I'm 100% there with you. I love what's happening to them. I think that their success, I think that them being so close to the top 4, to Martin's point, is unfortunately more of an example of how poorly the surrounding teams are within the league this year. I think the quote unquote powerhouses that we normally see from a Chelsea, from a Liverpool, they've fallen off, and that's allowed United to creep in and to be in the position that they're at. But no, those are fair points. True City fan goes, players all talking after leaving United: Pogba, Sanchez, Di Maria, Lukaku. Exactly. And they all get dismissed. They all get this messenger, former player. They're disgruntled. They're mad. They're angry. That's why they're talking this way. No, the warning signs have been there for a very long time, and I hate that Cristiano Ronaldo may be that one to change everything. Let me go to these comments. I mentioned that FIFA said he remembers that saga with regards to Alexis Sanchez. Ronaldo speaks facts, in my opinion. Don't blame him. I'm not blaming Cristiano Ronaldo at all. True City fan goes, all love Daniel. I love Vader's shows. They are all chill. Respect my guy. Yeah, they got Casemiro, Martin, and they wanted De Jong. Yeah, that was going back to the point with regards to big names. But I think United, like they all right now, until I see differently, I think they're doing the things halfway like they've been doing for a while. I think they got the manager. They quiet down that fan base. They got Casemiro. They quiet down that fan base. The the Glazers out movement is quieted down, and now they're gonna do things as always. Daniel goes, Vader. Do you know the press conference from Jose when he was manager at United? He compared City to United since Fergie left. He said that City built since then is football heritage. Daniel, okay, I'm gonna go off on a little rant right now. You, Daniel, I'm not sure if you're in some of these Twitter spaces or if you get hit up with some of these comments with regards to football heritage. Heritage. They keep misquoting. They've butchered. They've 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 tainted. They poisoned what that comment was. Football heritage, from its originator, Jose Mourinho, was about City, and now they've tried to spin it with regards to Champions League and winning the Champions League as football heritage. Jose, the originator of the quote, was speaking about football heritage with regards to Manchester City. They've all tried to twist it. Thank you, Daniel. We're reclaiming it today. Don't let any of them misquote heritage again.
There's a lot of things
No.
get twisted, mate. A lot of things. Hey,
I know.
listen. It's like this thing of City with a relegation fodder team when they got taken over. Manchester City winning the UEFA Cup.
They tried to make us seem like we are down and
Do you know what I mean?
dusted. Yeah.
Yeah, we were not. We were like 7th, 6th, 7th. We were not this bottom of the league team that suddenly just got picked out. We had a brand new stadium. There was a lot of things. City were not this ickle little. I mean, City have never been this ickle club, but we weren't this relegation fodder team that suddenly just got picked out of a hat by Sheikh Mansour.
I agree. Now, is that the real one? Let me see here. Yeah. Sanchez, Jose, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, let me go to Ibra. All right. So again, Ibra came to the club. His time there was at the same time of Jose, if I remember correctly. But his quote goes, Everyone thinks of United as a top club, one of the richest and most powerful in the world, and seen from the outside, it looked that way to me. Okay, this is his perspective, his quote. But once I was there, I found a small, closed mentality. This is what I'm getting at, guys. This is what I'm trying to remind us all of. I can't say it enough. I love what United is going through right now. Yes, I have United friends. The club and what they're going through, they deserve this. I'm all for it. It's been mentioned. Breadcrumbs have been dropped. Players have been saying it's not all what it seems to be. For those of you familiar with with Wizard of Oz, they figured out that the wizard, he's nothing. He's a loser. He's not what he's cracked up to be. You shouldn't have gone on that yellow brick road to go find him, to go there. No, he's not what he's cracked up to be. Ibra at United said, nah, this club, small, closed mentality. And I believe that's what is the issue here with Cristiano Ronaldo today. Why he has to go into the press. He wants out of there. He wasn't able to make it happen. He needs to get out ASAP. And again, you may disagree with the method, and I'm not saying that his method necessarily is the right thing to do, but you need to listen to the message. The message is it's not a winning club. They're kind of winning despite, right? And maybe they're winning because they splash so much cash. But Cristiano Ronaldo goes, nothing changed since I left. You know what? Actually, let me make sure I do this nice and clean. Cristiano Ronaldo goes, Nothing changed since I left. The pool, the jacuzzi, even the gym, even some technology. I thought I would see new technology, infrastructure. I saw things I saw when I was 20 years old. Direct quote from Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the issue. This is the issue,
Yeah.
and I hate the fact. I hate the fact that he's saying it. Him saying it may be the change. Martin, this might be the worst thing, but the best thing that happened to United. The worst
Yeah.
thing, but the best thing. So
Yeah, I know
because
what you mean. It's a kick to reality. And United you're thinking United may now go, right, okay, then we'll change it all then.
exactly,
I know
I
what
think.
you mean. Do you know what though, mate?
Mhm.
And I hate bringing this up, but we don't know how the guy's mentally feeling right now, because what he went through in the summer is something that no one should ever really go through. I'm not going to say
Exactly.
what it was. If you know what it is, you know what it is.
You should never
And
outlive your kids. You should never
no,
outlive your kids.
and you know what? The guy might have just thought, you know what, enough is enough. We all have a breaking point. We all have a point where we go, enough is enough. And he's probably thought, I can't do this anymore. And people have talked about him walking out of Old Trafford and refusing to come on. And I know that's unprofessional. I know that's not right. But we just simply, we can't get inside someone's mind. We don't know what that guy is going through. That is
Mhm.
something you may never, ever recover from. Ever
Yeah,
recover from.
yeah,
You'll learn to live with it. You may not ever recover from it.
yeah. So that's
So
just it. That's just it. I think to your point is it's kind of like life is short. There's only so much I can do. I know my career is on the tail end of things. I'm not wasting any moments. I'm not wasting any more time. So yeah,
yeah,
there's a lot of things that could be playing a factor with regards to his mentality. Um, I wanted to put up this comment from Daniel. He goes, because going back to the Ibra quote, he goes, I think Ibra is right. He's right there, but to be honest, there comes a there's a lot of crap that comes out of Ibra's mouth 99 times out of 100. So fair point, fair point. But that's what I'm saying. Let's not kill the messenger. But with regards to this message, it's bang on. Now, this is where the whole worry thing comes from, and worry to like, you know what? It went from being funny, ha ha ha, to like, damn, CR7 has a huge influence. I would actually argue that his influence is bigger than United's with regards to if a statement is being made, a statement from the club, I don't think carries as much weight as a statement from Cristiano Ronaldo. So him pointing out all of United's warts, their leaky roof, their rat infested swamp, their their terrible infrastructure, all of that. I think him coming from his mouth is going to be, unfortunately, can be that change to rectify everything. But hopefully United continue doing what they do. They ignore the voices of current players or exiting players, exiting managers, and nothing changes. Nothing would make me happier than for them not to change their ways. um you know what, let me do this cleanly as well. I should have done this earlier.
Vader, Vader, Vader games.
Oh, we got one comment up here. Let me put this up. FIFA goes, finding him for free speech is mad. Yes and no. As an employee, you have only so much free speech, unfortunately. Many contracts.
free speech is allowed. It doesn't mean free speech is fully allowed.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean there's no consequences to your free speech.
exactly, exactly. You're
This is what
free.
people forget.
You're not free
Everyone
of
jumps on this free speech. You're not you're not free of consequence. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want, but it may come back and bite you in the ass later on.
100%. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of contract language is in place on what he can or cannot say. But again, I think this is a ploy for him to get out. I think he just wants to get out. I think he might even get to the point where he wants to get out, and it doesn't matter about maybe how much money he's able to retain. I don't know, but it says a lot if he's willing to like leave dollars on the table, leave money
He
on the
doesn't
table.
need money. He doesn't need money.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I hear you. As much as we say that, then these billionaires and
Yeah, I know. I think it's a principle
still
thing.
penny pinch.
Yeah, I think it's a principle thing with him now.
I keep getting this. I blocked him. Nice. Let me also go to this point here, because I think this is where a big part of the conflict is. I just lost the screen. 1 second. 1 second.
Vader's just doing his Vader's just currently doing his tribute to the Invisible Man chant.
I had to. For those of you tuning in, you didn't see a person in a chair. Hopefully, it didn't have to leave. But no, it's funny. My power bar just went out for a second. I think where this is all coming to a collision, right? The crossroads is an athlete, a player with a winning mentality, been driven his entire life, his pursuit to get the most out of his ability, out of his body, out of his just his mentality, and a club that has been talked about by many managers. I think who was the manager that actually provided the quote to say United are a commercial club? Was it Val Hall?
I think there's been a few. There's been a few of them that have said
there's a few managers that have come out, but this is where it's all come to a collision. You got the winning mentality, and you got the commercial club, which has been United, and now they're butting heads. Now they're fighting. Now they're battling. Ronaldo wants to win. Can we argue that looks like United are trying to get to their winning ways? Sure, but what I hear from many United influencers, United fans, is that it's the Glazers. It's the Glazers. They're not about winning. They're a commercial club. That's all that they want to do. So you can understand his frustration. Who wins at the end of the day? The club wins. You're told this everywhere you go. No one, no manager, no player is bigger than the club. The club itself is a commercial club. They're going to do what they want to do commercially. Looks like things aren't going to go the right way for Cristiano Ronaldo. No player is bigger than the club. So at the end of the day, United, you will get what you deserve. I'm trying to think when I'm going to actually do or have the combo with regards to the post interview, because I would love to include Martin. I'd love to include Patrick and other City fans, the ones that were able to collaborate often and talk about this in length, because I'm entertained by it, and I'm entertained by it even more so now because there's no Premier League. There's no Premier League anymore, so we have to talk about something. Talking about the neighbors and the distress that they're in, I'm not mad at right now. Let me go to these comments. So FIFA goes, yeah, but it's about football matters. It's not like he said anything. No, going back to the free speech point of view, yeah, there's nothing that's kind of like on the edge with regards to he's talking all things football. You'd think that should be cool, but again, at the end of the day, he's an employee. The club is his employer. If he's talking bad about his employer, there may be consequences to it.
I'm not allowed to go talk about my boss like that. I can, but I'll get my P45 at the end.
There you go. FIFA goes, but he can be bigger than the club. Yeah, I'm not lying. I'm not saying this for a reaction. I'm not saying this to actually
don't do it. Don't do it.
like no.
Don't do it.
No, I'm gonna do it. Cristiano Ronaldo is bigger than the club from an influence standpoint. He is bigger than the club from an influence standpoint. For example, if a brand said, "Hey, United, we'd like you to post this, da da da," they would sooner want Cristiano Ronaldo to do that. And that's my point with regards to the influence, the reach that he has. We know that some of these influencers, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, whatever it may be, their following is tremendous. A brand, a message, someone wants to get the word out, they would sooner do it with CR7 than they would do it with United, and that's why I think he is bigger than the club in this instance. Him leaving the club is bringing whatever millions of a fan base, CR7 fans instantly, more so than United fans would be following him per se.
Could say that about Pep.
Could we say that about Pep?
No, I said you could say that about Pep because more football fans follow Pep than they follow Manchester City. But there won't be a City fan that will say that Pep's bigger than City.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. 100%.
No, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I don't like this. I don't like this player and managers are bigger than the clubs because to me, clubs, you're talking over 100 years of history. I just no.
Yeah, no. In terms of establishment, in terms of continued influence, in terms of long standing, never. But in this instant gratification Instagram era, with regards to some things that could be posted for a reaction, Cristiano Ronaldo is bigger than United. And this is why this interview could be so damaging to the club. But at the end of the day, from what I believe, the winning mentality that Cristiano Ronaldo has, what he's saying is coming from a pure place. It's coming from a competitive place. And that's why it is so conflicting with this commercial club. That's why it is such an issue right now with this commercial club. I'm going to also point this out. The Red Rags, and this is me doing my homework, learning my history, talking with men's like Martin. The Red Rags still won't listen, in my opinion. We kind of touched on this a little earlier with regards to the hiring of Ten Hag, maybe going on their way to writing things. Yeah, we can see that in terms of the changes that they made. But the list, and I believe Patrick put out a fantastic list. We talked about Alexis Sanchez, Di Maria, Ibrahimovic, Jose, Paul Pogba, Lukaku. Players have talked about the issues at United, and they've been ignored. Will they listen? This Piers Morgan may be the catalyst for them to listen. I hope that they don't and continue to show their arrogant ways. But let's be entertained in the meanwhile. I'm going to go to this last comment before I shut down the show. FIFA goes, he has more followers than most clubs. So therefore, by a following point, Ronaldo is bigger than most clubs. His follower numbers and the influence that he can have within the social world, I would agree with you. But again, because a player's time is finite, and one could argue that a club would, yes, we're not going to say that it's fine. It's infinite, but it will last. It will live a lot longer than any player. All right. Before I shut things down and before I make mention of my next show, because I am looking to do a bonus show this week. There's not football happening. So not too sure what's going to inspire me, but please follow me on the socials, Twitter. Make sure that you're following Vader Games, my channel, Vader Games TV, Why Always Me. You'll get the notification, if not the day before when I have a show going, so you can be in the comments. You can hit me with the likes because the likes mean a great deal. I'd still take him at City for 2 years max. FIFA, what are you saying? You're trying to trigger me. I'm not going to have that combo today. FIFA, I'm not having that combo today.
I'm keeping quiet. I'm saying nothing at this point. I don't want to listen. No, it's all opinions. Yes,
I know FIFA, but you're hitting me this at the end of the show, so I'm not going to get triggered. But we will get back to this.
I'd cry.
City Blue goes, that small team from Gortan are United's biggest problem.
Gorton, Hyde Road.
And all the other stuff is just noise. City Blue Peter, my guy. Now, there's going to be a bonus show. I don't know when. I don't know about what, but there will be. I miss these combos too much. FIFA goes, thoughts on Holland loan options. Hope Holland rests. No, don't even stress that. FIFA, there's no loan. There's no possible loan.
Hang on. Whoa. Have people took that serious? Have they really took that serious?
It looks like it. You guys are all jumping in the comments right now. I do have to shut down this show. Why does it work that way?
I love it. I love that. He's not allowed to sign. He's not allowed to go to another club while he's not allowed to do that.
Adam in the building. Adam, I'll shout you out. I was just saying I'm about to shut down the show, but I wanted to make sure to direct people to you as well as Martin to get those followings, those subs up before I shut things down and get to these last few comments. But I thank you all so much for interacting with me. If you're watching this on a replay, on a rerun, hit me up with the comments. I will address them. I reply to all comments, and I'm slowly growing the show. Holland, that spoof, that joke, that troll tried to suggest that he was going on loan. It's not happening. He's going to be rested up. And
it was a joke for Ashton United.
Yeah. No.
Ashton United tweeted out, and Ashton United. Funnily enough, just quick, I know you're going to wrap up. I've managed at Ashton United. My under-19s team won the cup at Ashton United.
Okay.
I've been in their dressing room. Trust me, Haaland would not want to run around that pitch. He'd do his cruciate ligaments in about 30 seconds on that pitch.
Ooh, it's not a nice manicured level grass.
It's 7 levels down of pro football, mate.
Okay.
He'd get his legs snapped in 30 seconds. It's not a league where you roll out and bring Haaland in. No.
I hear you. Clinical goals. I would take him 2 years ago before he went back to United, but definitely not now. Hey, Clinical, that's a fantastic. You know what? We're gonna have to revisit this. We're gonna revisit this after the Piers Morgan first part interview. All right. Make sure I will be back, whether it's on my channel, Mancunian Way, Pitch Points, True City Fan, Football and Chills. We're gonna talk about this again. I am sure, if not on mine, on theirs. Thank you all for being on the comments. Adam has some fantastic spaces in Twitter. If you want to interact, if you just want to listen, make sure you tune in. Manchester Blue without the E 19. That's his Twitter handle. Mancunian Way. You're definitely going to want to make sure you're subscribed to his channel. Fantastic content. And I mentioned them earlier. They're going to be in the description. They're always mentioned in all of my tweets. The City Family, Mancunian Way, Pitch Points, True City Fan, Adam, always, and who am I forgetting? And I also make sure to mention Bernard as well. Always. And yeah, Hamza. I'm going to include everyone in the description of this video moving forward. Vader Games, Why Always Me, episode 58. If you tuned in on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're watching this on Twitch, thank you for subscribing. I'm Vader Games. Martin, Adam, thank you for being on the show. I will catch you guys on the next one. We're out.
Get this legend to 200 ASAP.
Thank you so much, my guys. Love as always. Thanks for all the comments. We're out of here.